Section 1. Dawn in the frozen Ardennes. December 20th, 1944. The Ardennes forest. Dawn creeps over frost-laden pines, pale light slicing through icy branches, revealing a world carved in white and shadow. A biting wind tears through wool and steel, leaving soldiers' faces raw, red, frozen. Snow and mud cling to boots and jackets. Every step crunches with a hollow sound that disappears into the valleys below. Somewhere, artillery fires crack like frozen thunder, echoing across hollow hills, rattling teeth, stomachs, and nerves alike. The forest feels alive, watching, waiting, judging. A platoon of German infantry moves forward. Their bodies are hollowed by days of minimal rations. Black bread, thin, watery broth, a slab of salted meat if fortune allowed. Every breath clouds in the frigid air, every step weighs like lead. Hunger gnaws relentlessly. Frost bites at fingertips, cheeks, and noses. And then, almost impossibly, through the fog, a scent reaches them. Warmth, life, civilization. Hot coffee, sizzling bacon, golden eggs, sweet pastries, rising through the cold morning like a ghost. Sergeant Hans Miller lifts his head, eyes narrowing at the flickers of movement through the trees. Hunger sharpens suspicion. Could it be a trick? Illusion? But the unmistakable clatter of mess kits and cutlery cuts through the silence. The shapes emerge. American soldiers, fully equipped, casually eating breakfast. Plates heaped with eggs, crisp bacon, pancakes dusted with sugar, mugs steaming with coffee. Soldiers toast bread over small stoves, lean against jeeps, chatting and laughing, unshaken by shells that kick snow into the air around them. Miller mutters under his breath, "Das kann nicht sein." It cannot be. Around him, comrades freeze. They have seen rations, scavenged mess halls, captured food, but never like this. Warmth, abundance, comfort, civility in the middle of a war zone. Private Carl Weber wipes frost from his goggles, expecting the food to vanish if he blinks. But it doesn't. Americans eat, laugh, pass bottles of orange juice, sprinkle sugar on oatmeal. It's no trick, no theater. This is the American war machine in motion, feeding not just bodies, but morale. Section 2. Shock and disbelief. The Germans edge forward, boots sinking into a mix of snow and mud, eyes wide with disbelief. Lieutenant Franz Keller signals them to halt. He peers through binoculars. Below, rows of folding tables brim with food. Soldiers ladle eggs, fry sausages, pour coffee into mugs. One flips a golden pancake, steam rising like a living thing into the frigid air. Another spreads butter across thick bread slices, passing them along to a comrade. "Unbelievable," Keller whispers, voice tight. He has seen Stalingrad, men eating snow to survive, endured the ravages of the Eastern Front. Yet this abundance defies all logic. Private Weber trembles. Hunger twists into envy, shock, and an almost paralyzing awe. Wagons arrive, stacked high with eggs, milk, bread. Crates are unloaded efficiently, soldiers moving with casual precision. Americans laugh, flip pancakes, sip steaming coffee, completely unconcerned with distant artillery. Each bite, each sip, is a display of dominance the Germans cannot match. Hunger is transformed into weaponized despair. Muller clenches his fists, snow sliding from his gloves. This is no luck, no miracle. This is planning, preparation, logistics. Each plate, each steaming cup, a reinforcement of morale and readiness. A distant shot rings out, a German patrol, oblivious, but the Americans barely glance, continuing their breakfast as if the forest in winter and war itself obeyed their rhythm. Every movement, every laugh, every shared bite speaks of a power that the German soldiers cannot contest. Section 3. Realization of inequality. Crouched in the trees, Miller whispers to Keller, "It's not just food, control, discipline, morale. Every movement precise, organized, efficient." The frost bites at their cheeks, but the weight of comprehension is heavier. Hunger is not merely physical here, it is psychological. One well-fed soldier endures, a hungry one falters. Each pancake flipped, each strip of bacon eaten, each steaming cup of coffee reinforces a battlefield advantage invisible to bullets and tanks. An American officer gestures casually, a soldier carrying pastries responds instantly. Artillery booms, yet the men barely pause. Laughter spills across the clearing, cutting the silence of the forest. Miller mutters, "They live, while we survive." Private Hoffman shivers, not from cold, but from the crushing realization that war is not just fought with rifles. It is fought in kitchens, in mess halls, in the invisible network of supply, endurance, and morale. Hunger is now a silent, devastating enemy. The Germans begin a slow, deliberate retreat. Each step crunches through snow and mud, echoing lessons they cannot unlearn. Steam rises from mugs, golden eggs glint in the pale sunlight, laughter echoes off frozen pines. Supply wagons crest the ridge, more bread, eggs, fruit. Hundreds could eat here easily, while the Germans scavenge for scraps. The Ardennes is more than frozen death. It is a proving ground for endurance. Americans have mastered it. Section 4. The Scale of American Supply. From the tree line, the Germans can see it now. The scale of the operation is staggering. Wagons stretch across the clearing, crates of eggs, barrels of bacon, sacks of flour, tins of coffee. A team of cooks, aprons dusted with snow, move with clockwork precision. Every motion, every slice, every stir is practiced, flawless. The Americans maintain calm even as shells kick snow around them. Order out of chaos. Private Weber whispers, voice trembling, "It's industrial. Military power expressed through food." Keller grips binoculars, stomach sinking. Years of training, years of strategy, years of fighting. The Germans had known battle. But here, without a single gun fired, the Americans wield a weapon far more insidious. Readiness, morale, preparation. Each bite strengthens them. Each cup of coffee sharpens reflexes. Hunger itself is a battlefield, and it is fully in the hands of the enemy. One American officer directs the placement of a wagon, moving crates with practiced ease. Soldiers pass trays seamlessly, laughter spilling over. It is casual, almost mundane, yet the Germans understand its meaning. Absolute preparedness. They can see the invisible architecture of supply, efficiency, and morale, a battlefield edge that no rifle or tank could ever replicate. Hunger is no longer just hunger. It is power, and the Americans control it utterly. Section 5. The Psychological Blow. The Germans retreat deeper into the trees, snow crunching beneath their boots, hearts heavier than their packs. Private Weber mutters, voice hollow, They eat like kings, while we—" He cannot finish. The words hang, unspoken, as every soldier understands. The disparity is undeniable. Keller presses a hand to his forehead. This is psychological warfare, he whispers. Not a single shot fired, not a single order shouted, and yet they dominate the morning. Days of marching, scavenging, freezing. Their suffering is rendered meaningless by a display of calm efficiency and abundance. Every pancake, every strip of bacon, every sip of coffee is a lesson, a reminder of a battlefield advantage the Germans cannot contest. Miller feels a chill deeper than winter air. "We are outmatched," he mutters. Not in guns, not in tactics, but in endurance, morale, and preparation. Hunger is a silent, insidious weapon, capable of crippling a man faster than any artillery shell. The Germans continue retreating, hearts heavy, minds racing, each step echoing a bitter truth. The Americans do not merely fight, they sustain, they feed, they laugh, and in doing so, they wield a power far beyond the battlefield. Section 6. Retreat and Reflection. The German soldiers pull back into the deep forest, boots sinking into snow and mud, carrying more than cold or hunger. They carry dread. Silence settles around them, broken only by distant laughter and the clatter of supplies in the clearing they left behind. Sergeant Miller glances back once more. The sun catches on the trays of eggs, the pancakes golden in the morning light, the perfectly aligned tables. Even amid artillery, Americans remain calm, fed, prepared. Private Weber murmurs almost to himself, "It's not just breakfast, it's power." Keller nods, teeth chattering, eyes wide. Every bite strengthens them, every sip sharpens their minds, and the Germans are starving in every sense. The Ardennes is brutal, unforgiving, and cold, but today it has taught a different lesson. One well-fed, organized unit can march farther, fight longer, endure colder nights. One hungry, exhausted man falters at the first obstacle. As they disappear into the shadows, frost biting harder, Muller reflects on the most chilling truth. Sometimes the smallest details, eggs, coffee, laughter in the winter sun, become the deadliest weapons of all. The Americans continue their breakfast, unaware of the watchful eyes. And the German soldiers carry that knowledge like a weight, a reminder that war is fought on more fronts than guns, tanks, and shells. Morale, supply, endurance, and preparation are just as lethal.